I'm your host, Josh Comrick. We're on the road in Mount Zion as the Railers get ready to take on the Braves. In just a moment, I'll be joined by Jay Harden as we break down tonight's matchup. We thank you for joining us on the home of every Lincoln Railer contest this season, WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Again, Railer fans, thanks for joining us here from Mount Zion High School in Mount Zion, Illinois, getting set for the Railers and the Braves here on a Tuesday night in Apollo Conference action. The Railers come into the contest 20-6 on the season. Their first Apollo loss last night in double overtime to the Tornadoes of Taylorville now sends the record in conference play to 8-1, while the Braves 19-6 overall and 4-5 in Apollo conference play. Railers sophomores up 43-36 here. Minute one left here in the basketball game. We'll send it back to the studios. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes here in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. Back here from Mount Zion High School, getting set for the Railers and the Braves. Here from Mount Zion, Illinois, Josh Comnick along with Jay Harden and Lloyd Kirby back on the camera. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show. And Jay, back here at an Apollo Conference play, back-to-back nights in the Apollo Conference. The Railers coming off their first loss of the season in Apollo Conference action. Double overtime over at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium last night by a score of 54-53. It doesn't get any easier tonight as the Railers are here in Mount Zion. If you remember right, January 20th, Mount Zion traveled to Roy S. and gave us a heck of a game there. Railers were victorious 55-53. So back-to-back nights, you'll see how the Railers come after a loss.
Yeah, and I'd have to believe that they believe they can beat us tonight, especially after coming so close at our place. They slapped pressure on us. We turned the ball over quite a bit at the end, and they were able to make some threes and some buckets. And, of course, last night's tough pill to swallow. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to ask you a question. So we're 26 games into the season, and Coach still seems like from the post-game show last night, he's still looking for something out of this team. Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is, and I think he's getting a little frustrated with it.
Well, I think tonight was just that just that extra oomph to go get a W. You know, there were times in that game rebounds, which gave second chance rebounds that led to some threes that, the Railers scrap out a rebound or go up hard, go up strong for a rebound, or try to really get Frederick, who was the man underneath the middle for Taylorville. He ended with 20 last night and about 12 rebounds, I think. So I think he was just searching for that, somebody come up with a big play to find a W.
Yeah, that's tough when you're 26 games into the season and you're coaching. You're still looking for that. And the other thing is, I think about, Josh, are we going to get to a point where we see this team put together 4 good, consistent quarters of basketball, offensively and defensively? They've played the defense, but now we need to start looking for that consistent 4 quarters. They showed what they could do us in the second quarter last night. Yeah. The offense really flowed. I was watching the game. The offense really flowed well in the second quarter last night, and we looked like a really good basketball team.
Well, as they always say, you look really good when shots are going down, and that's exactly what happened last night. Aiden Gowan led the way in that second quarter, an 18-point second quarter for the Railers. Gowan with 11 in the quarter, also had a couple threes, one by Nelson in the second quarter, one by Saucy, and a bucket by Peyton Cook. So 18 points in a quarter is really, really good for us. The problem was we gave 18 back to Taylorville in the third.
And only scored 12 in the second half, from halftime to the overtime, which that's a killer. You just can't do that toward the end of a ball game.
Again, the Railers 20-6 on the season, 8-1 in Apollo Conference play. We're here at Mount Zion for a back-to-back night Apollo Conference action. The Braves 19-6, 4-5 in the Apollo. 12 minutes and 50 seconds left. I'm sure they only gave the warm-ups for 15 minutes. Coach Alexander's not going to be happy about that, because expecting a normal varsity start would be 20 minutes of warm-up. The Railers yet to hit the court here at Mount Zion High School. We'll send it back for a couple minutes. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. Welcome back, Railer fans, here from Mount Zion High School, getting set for the Railers and the Braves here at Apollo Conference action. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show. Josh Komnick along with Jay Harden and Lloyd Kirby on the camera. Railer sophomores victorious again here for head coach Craig Alexander by a score of 43-36. As Jay mentioned, as the game went final, that one of the closer ones for head coach Craig Alexander.
I think so, and I think that puts them at 20-1.
Yeah, I think the only time that I've heard of them losing, and I wasn't there, but it was, I believe, like a Saturday game. Normal West beat them, or maybe Normal Community. I can't remember which one.
I thought Chatham beat them.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Chatham. I'm thinking of freshmen.
Okay.
They've only lost 1-2, I believe, and that was to Normal West on a freshman Saturday game, I believe. So younger squads doing as usual, Jay. Just keep the winning tradition going, and this Rayler varsity team has done the same thing. Again, 20-6 on the season off their first Apollo Conference loss after last night's double overtime loss to the Tornadoes from Taylorville. So we'll see how we bounce back. We lost before and have come back strong. And Jay, this has been a really, really good road team. You look at the record overall, and we fell at Collinsville for one of our losses. We fell to Quincy back at home, also to last night to Taylorville, and not too many on the road.
No, and I'll tell you, Josh, they played in some hostile environments. That game they played over at Mattoon for Coach's 900th victory. I mean, there was a hostile crowd from Mattoon. Mattoon came and took the lead, and the team was able to fight back and deliver win number 900 for Coach Al. Effingham is never an easy place to play. They've done well there. Mahomet's not an easy place to play, and we've won there. So this team, real right, has done pretty well on the road this year.
Won at Bloomington in the on the road, and and we lost to Lanphier at home. So there's another home loss. So really, when you talk about the friendly confines, maybe the bus rides have been a little friendlier.
I guess so. Hey, we won at Chatham too, which is never an easy place to play. So we've done pretty well for ourselves on the road. Lost on the road at Rock Island, but I thought we played pretty well against the Rocks up at their place. Yeah, and they're a very good basketball team, folks. It's going to be interesting, Josh. You're right, to see how the kids react tonight to the loss last night. You'd like them to come out maybe just a little bit of chip on their shoulder, a little bit angry.
Well, and I think you should have a good scouting report. You should have had a good tape to watch while school was going on in your study hall, or before school started was able, or what the Braves were able to do to get themselves back into that game. As you talked about, Mount Zion started to put some pressure on the Railers with their scrappy play, and I was talking with Jeff Nelson, Camden's dad, and he was really surprised at the physical strength of Mount Zion. Could really tell the physicality that they put on us really wore us down.
Yeah, they're a fairly physical basketball team, and they weren't last year. They were still a little bit on the thin side. They've had some kids that have matured. The Carson Cuddy kid is now up to 6'7", so they've got some kids out here that can play physical. And as you know, we have sometimes had difficulty with physical teams this year.
Yeah, and one name to watch for the next not only this year but 3 more years for Mount Zion is Lincoln Custer, just a freshman, and heard a lot about him through the junior high days. But I believe he starts on the varsity here, and had 13 back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. So some guys that Mount Zion's going to be able to put out there for the next couple years.
Yeah, and looking at their roster tonight, I mean, they've got some size: 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". They're going to have size that's fairly equal to what we can put out on the floor, and we're just going to have to we're going to have to toughen up a little bit tonight.
After tonight, the Railers back at home on Friday night as the Flaming Hearts from Effingham visit Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, and the Railers back on the road on Saturday as they travel to the Raiders. East Peoria?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, sounds right. East Peoria Raiders on Saturday. So 4 games this week. Railers trying to get back to 1-1 here on the week. We're going to take another break. We'll be back here for Mount Zion. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. You're listening to WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com, the Railer Nation station here from Mount Zion, Illinois, getting set for the Braves from Mount Zion and your Lincoln Railers here on a Tuesday night in Apollo Conference action. The Railers come into the contest 20-6 on the season and 8-1 in Apollo Conference play, while the Braves enter tonight's game with a record of 19-6 and 4-5 in Apollo Conference. And Jay, you looked at the standings much in the Apollo. We were trying to figure out what's the magic number for the Railers. I think one more win was going to at least assure a tie. Was that correct?
I think that's right. I think we dropped Charleston to 3 losses, and I don't know that nobody else had less than 3 losses. So the magic number was 1 to clinch a tie, and if we won last night, we would have clinched a tie for the conference title. Only once since we've been in the Apollo, Josh, have we run the table, and that was with Froby's senior year. We ran the table and went undefeated. So the undefeated conference season went out the window last night.
Yeah, and that you say it's bound to happen, but I know the Railers had a great shot at it. They were up as much as 12 points last night, and give credit to Taylorville on what they did. But tonight, I think as you see the pressure for Mount Zion that they were able to put on us, it's going to be a big key. Can the Railers get to the basket against this stronger, physical, almost Chatham-like team where they pressure the basketball, but also physically strong enough to run you off your drives? And can the Railers get to the hoop? And if you can't, can we make enough threes to come out with the W?
And can we continue to attack if they put the pressure on, can we